Brian only targeted 4 times and Brenton not targeted at all. Is there an explanation for how the game unfolds for how that can occur?
Well, and Brian's,
Given the games they had the week before.
yeah, I mean, look, if you specifically watch the football game and not follow the ball, you will see what Philly did in normal, kind of in normal down situations. Some on third down is they had a corner and a safety, so they basically doubled BT. Okay, and it's hard to throw the ball over there to a guy that's doubled, right? So you have to go other places with the ball. So, that was part of their game plan. And what we had seen during the week and scouting and all of that in situations, they didn't necessarily prevent those or present those coverages. And so you have to make adjustments throughout the game. And then in Brenton's case, I think it's probably more on us to not get him more involved. But I think too, when you look at this game, some of the struggles of just staying efficient on first down, some of the second down stuff just kind of takes you a little bit out of rhythm and in the flow of the game just a little bit. We had opportunities, we had, I think, 4 or 5 third and fours, in this game, and we don't capitalize. I mean, those are things that have haunted us, this season. So it takes you away from getting to things in your game plan that can obviously help you. I mean, obviously, on a Monday you can sit in here and watch the tape and a little bit calmer eyes and, probably, shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? You play that game with yourself all the time. That's what, trust me, that's what beats you up as a coach, right? And you go back and you replay it and you're like, oh, we could have done that, or we could have done this, or we could have got to that, or, and a lot of times too, you're in the heat of the moment. You're in the, you're trying to, at the end of the game, you're trying to score, but at the same time, you're trying to reduce the clock a little bit, right? Take time off the clock. And so you look at those situations where, could you have run the ball there? Certainly, but, you also now, you're taking time off the clock, but now you're risking maybe a 2nd and 10, a 2nd and 12, right? So it's, I don't know. You play mental gymnastics all day. And as a coach, you can't, on a Monday, you can talk to your football team about situational football and situational awareness and say, okay, we can't do that. We can't do that as a football team, right, in those situations. And as coaches, you go, we could have done this. We could have done that. We should have done this. We should have done that. And that's the part that beats you up all the time as you, the longer you're in this business, the longer you coach it, the longer you play it. I think every coach goes through it, and every player's going to go through it. It's not exact. It's not perfect. Guys battle extremely. I mean, you saw it yesterday. We had guys play tough, played hurt. You're trying to put them in the best situations possible. Sometimes guys play out of position because we need them to. We ask them to. So we do the best we can, in those moments to try to just win a game.
When it comes to that final pass play, when you watch it on a Monday, is there anything you can coach up on to have either one of those guys do something different execution-wise, or is it just an instance of their guy just made a great play and that's just how it goes?
Well, at the end of the day, it was a heck of a play. I mean, heck of a play. Now, the coaching side comes out and says, we can detail the route a little bit better. It is a route. It's been our offense for a long time. we can coach Dearness on it. We can coach, ETN had similar routes during the game, and we can just coach them better, right? We can detail those better. But at the end of the day, we could tell Trevor to throw it away. If it's not there, just throw it away. Live for second down. All those kinds of things. But at the end of the day, I would say that N'Kobe Dean made a heck of a football play.
When you have two games back to back against good teams and you lose in the final 2 minutes, do you feel like you're close because you're there, or do you feel like you're miles away because you haven't been able to get it done? Where is this team right now, mentally, Doug?
Well, it's exactly what I pointed out to him today. 2 weeks ago, the Packers, I think, were in the NFC Championship game a year ago, right? Team we played yesterday was in the Super Bowl just recently. And then you point out the mistakes that coaches and players make on our side. And it encourages you because you're that close. I mean, you're a play away, right? And you just never know when those plays are going to come, and those moments are going to come in the game. And so, your awareness as a coach, your awareness as a player, we got to be on the same page. We got to communicate all those things. But it does encourage you that you can play with these guys, and quite frankly, you eliminate a few mistakes. We don't give them 13 points off of turnovers, and the week before we don't give them 14 points off of turnovers. Things could be different, right? Go back to Miami. I keep going back to that game. We fumble on the 2, next play, it's 80 yards, they're in the end zone. So that's the part that we have to, as a team, we have to overcome. We have to eliminate. And I think it gives us a better chance.
I don't know what you heard Quay in the postgame, but he made the comment, he answered a question, he talked about that's what he signed up for, the pressure of the moment. Is there enough of that in the locker room of guys who are embracing the fact that games in the NFL are decided in the fourth quarter, you better be ready for that?
I think you're number one. I think he's right from the standpoint of, the parity around the NFL right now. Games are coming into the fourth quarter. I mean, look at just take us. We have five games of the 7 are one score, 6 points or less, right? And it's those guys that, as you say, you coined the phrase, they want the ball. It's the Michael Jordans, it's the Kobe Bryants. It's those guys that say, hey, give me the ball, whatever that looks like, defensively, foyer, put the ball in our hands, right? Last second kick, quarterback, whoever it is, and let me make the play to win the game, right? It's what you grow up dreaming of as a kid, playing this game. When you run around with your buddies and you're making plays like, hey, one day I want to see myself making that play on a big stage. So I do think we have guys in the locker room that feel the same way. And we just have to continue to give and we've given ourselves opportunities. We just now have to capitalize.
And I know that if you were ever thinking about this, or you will think about this, you probably won't clue us in, but Trayvon Walker looked like a pretty good running back yesterday, didn't he?
Yeah, he does a heck of a play. Great awareness, one, to get on that ball, which is something our defense preaches a lot, when balls are on the ground like that, and broke a few tackles, got a nice block down the field, and got in the end zone. So it looked pretty good.
Doug, you obviously got the game plan and have a bigger picture perspective of it than everybody on the outside, but how much second guessing do you guys do coming off a game like that on maybe usage or specific situations when there's some that jump out forth?